How to have price confidence. Right? How to be confident in your price, how to know your price is right when your customer says the price is too high. And you don't really, do you? You don't really know. You put your quote together and your prospective customer says your quote's more expensive, and you're kind of in a whole world of uncertainty, aren't you, right? Have I made a mistake? Am I overcharging? Am I being greedy? Now, I did a video last week where I spoke about this scenario, and I talked about what the possible scenarios could be, what could actually be happening, because there are a number of possibilities. I don't want to go into them now. Go and watch that video. What I want to talk about today is how to be more confident in your price, because one of these scenarios, one of the possibilities, is that you made a mistake, right? And that's probably the one that weighs on your mind the most. It's probably the first place you go. I've got it wrong. I'm too expensive. I'm being too greedy. I don't understand. I've designed it wrong maybe, and there's a better way to design it, or somehow I'm being too expensive and I'm losing out on business because of it. That's what you're scared of, isn't it? So I want to talk about how to be more confident, shall I say, that your price is actually right, and that you haven't made a mistake, and that you're not greedy and expensive, that actually what's happening is something else, right? So that when your customer says your quote is too expensive, you can confidently say, no, it's not. Something else is going on here, right? Or you can call them when they lie, can't you? Maybe that's one of the possibilities. You can get more confident in your pricing accuracy, and your market competitiveness over time as you practice, right? The more quotes you do, the more jobs you win, the more confident you become that you're not too expensive. You could still be too cheap. That's another topic, right? But the more jobs you win over time, the more confident you become that you're not too expensive. And when somebody says, hey, you're too expensive this time, the more confident you are that that's not the case. And when you don't win jobs, you should ask why. Now, there's no guarantee that someone's going to tell you the truth about why, but they might. And the more you ask when you do lose, the more you can learn. So the first thing to do is keep going, keep practicing, keep trying, lose some jobs, win some jobs, and learn. Make mistakes, because everybody does, and learn from them as well. The second thing I want to talk to you about is your process, your quoting process or your pricing process. Right? You know you have one, right? And you have a process, right? You get the drawings or you look at the job and you go through a process, right? Whether you've got it documented and written down and you follow it and you use a checklist or a cheat sheet or a pricing tool to make sure you don't make a mistake, or whether you kind of go through a process in your mind that's a lot more informal, you do follow a process to create your pricing. You can see where I'm heading with this. I imagine you should have a documented process and you should follow it. And that helps you make fewer mistakes and therefore be more confident that you haven't made a mistake when your customer says
you're looking expensive.
Okay, so use your checklist, follow your process, have things documented, right? If you have made a mistake, you'll be able to see where it is, which helps you when you're checking and all sorts of things, right? So you can check as well. So be process driven and systematic in how you put your price together. My coaching clients do this, of course. It really helps them, right? It really helps them, one, get the pricing right and be consistent, do a lot less guessing. And it really helps them do another thing, which is offload the process of putting a quote together to somebody else in the business. As your business grows, of course, you want to be doing that. So my customers do this. It helps them do both of those things. And it helps them be more confident that they haven't missed something or forgotten something or somehow made a mistake in their pricing, right? And I bet everybody watching this video has at some time or another made a mistake putting a quote together and wished that you hadn't. And probably made a mistake putting a quote together that's because you didn't have a strict enough process that you followed. We've got two things so far. We've got practice and get confident by practicing, and we've got get your process down, documented and thorough and systematic. The third thing here that we've got is to look at your rates. The way you put a quote or a price together is to get your rates and use your process and apply your rates to your process to the solution, right? You know, you get the drawings, you get your ruler, and you work out how many meters it is, or how many square meters it is, or whatever, or you estimate the time and the materials you're going to take, and usually break it down into chunks so it's easy to manage and repeatable, right? So you have a process and you apply your rates to the process. So you can look at your rates, you can go and check your rates, and you can check them and compare them to your competitors. And this isn't as hard or as kind of mysterious and cheating as it sounds. Ring your old bosses, ring your friends, ring some of your local competitors, and ask them what rates they charge and tell them what rates you charge. You're not giving secrets away nearly as much as you think you are. And the more you know and the more they know, the less you're at the mercy of your customers, right? So you're helping each other. So, it's going to be easy with your mates, it's going to be easy with your old boss, less easy with your direct local competitors perhaps, but they might tell you. And of course you can always, ring up and get quotes and pretend that you're a customer, or get your mum to do it or your brother to do it and spy and collect information that way. People do that stuff. Get yourself an idea of where your rates sit in the market, and get yourself an idea at the same time as where your business sits in terms of quality, right? Quality of the work you do and the service you provide. Are you cheap and not very good? Or are you middle and middle good? Or are you expensive and better than everybody else? Or are you somehow stupidly cheap but still better than everybody else, right? Get yourself an understanding of that. Understand where you sit on a price and quality basis. There's one more thing I ask my clients to do after practice. Check your process and check your rates, and that's look at how profitable your business is. If your business isn't very profitable, I don't think you're overcharging, do you? Right? It's more likely that you're undercharging, right? If you're not making enough money in your business to pay everybody's wages and super and the GST and all those vehicles, all those overheads and the materials and a wage for you and a profit, then you're not being greedy and overcharging everybody. You're probably undercharging. Now, something else could be going on, and if we did find that was the case, we'd be investigating more thoroughly to figure out what was the problem. But you're giving yourself, again, more confidence that you're not overcharging. So to summarize, knowledge is power. The more you know, the better you're able to protect yourself and remain confident in your price when it gets challenged. Remember, that's your job, right? Your job is to make sure you charge enough to pay all those bills on all those wages and make a profit. But more practice and more experience and more mistakes helps you be confident. Documenting your pricing process and following that process and being disciplined and using a tool so you don't make mistakes helps you be confident you've not got it wrong. Knowing where you sit with your rates and your quality compared to your competition is really powerful. And knowing that lower pricing isn't profitable for you, right? That taking that job on at a lower price is unprofitable work gives you a lot of power when you're challenged by somebody. Because you can say, I don't want it cheaper than this. So as usual, the stuff I'm talking about here involves doing some work so that you're prepared, right? Building structure and systems and knowledge into your business to give you strength and confidence when you're challenged on price. It takes work, it takes time. Of course, it's what we do in business coaching. Maybe business coaching is right for you right now. And there's a couple of ways you can investigate further and see if it is. One is to book a 10-minute chat with me where we talk about your business, my coaching, and see if it's a match and whether we want to invest more time. And the other is to come to a Tools Down workshop and listen to more of my stuff over a 2-day period. And you can book yourself either a 10-minute chat or you can book a ticket for the Tools Down workshop using one of those links below. See you later.